about PhDs is to actually have a well-defined topic. And my own personal view is that the PhD topic is something that is not your life's work. It may become your life's work after you've done the PhD, the idea, but it should be done in a relatively short, crisp time, 3 years or 4 years at the maximum. And the biggest difficulty is actually in getting that discipline of actually doing it. And often some of the big difficulties are actually writing it. There are many brilliant scholars who are brilliant at developing the ideas, but somehow are not able to articulate it, write it. That's, among our PhD students, that's one of the biggest issues, actually writing it up, but also disciplining. And I mean, there are lots of strategies for doing it. I think I advise people to try and write up papers as they go along and then put them into the PhD. That doesn't suit everybody. A lot of people want to leave it to right at the end, really, in that context. So these would be the sort of general words of guidance, I suppose, about PhDs. Get the topic right, and don't make it too big, because these topics can explode to everything. I mean, the thing I talked about today, I really looked at 4 quite different topics. You could have taken any one of those and a bit of any one of those and actually done a PhD on it, in a sense, because these were projects really rather than PhD topics. So that's a very important issue, I think, to keep the thing self-contained, focused, doable within the time and resources available. And those constraints, I think, actually help the nature of the research in a way. So over the years, I've I've observed that these are the kind of things that people should try and, identify. The need for discipline, the need to keep it contained, and so on. Yeah, I could speak at length about, what to do, and maybe, over the next, few hours we'll do that, really. So but anyway, I think it's a very good workshop. I mean, it's a good idea. And I mean, you've got plans for doing it every other year or whatever it is, and so that's good. It's excellent. And of course, in our area, which is sort of, people identify more with planning than, say, necessarily with geography or any of these things, that, I mean, it's not exclusive in that sense, but there is a sense in which this is a relatively small community, as we've been saying. There's not that many PhD students, so to have a kind of international event like this is good. Very good.
So